Now, I knew there'd come a day where I'd eventually have to get rid of this thing, but I didn't know that it would be so soon. All right, boys, I hate to say it, but there is a small possibility I might be getting rid of this thing. Now, I'm not talking about the car itself. I'm talking about the wide body kit. For those of you who don't know, I have the Pandem wide body kit for the BRZ GR86. It's right here. I think I was like the second one in the whole country to have it. This was also the first wide body kit to come out for the car. The second I laid eyes on this thing, I fell in love with it, and I knew I just had to have this wide body kit. I'm not gonna lie, at first the square fender arches were bothering me just a little bit. I know a lot of people don't like it. It's like a love or hate thing with the square fender arches, and I know a lot of people don't like them, but they started to grow onto me. After seeing it a couple times and seeing it in a bunch of different colors, I started to fall in love with it. Looking at the car right now, I love the square fender arches, and I know that's how a lot of people feel. At first, people didn't like the kit. At first, people didn't like the square fender arches, but it eventually grew onto a lot of people. So that was all good and dandy, but a new kit has emerged in the market. There is a new wide body kit that is becoming a fan favorite, and honestly, I'm starting to fall in love with it. At first, I wasn't the biggest fan of this kit, but after seeing it in a different color, I absolutely fell in love with it. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about the Street Hunter designs for the new BRZ. Street Hunter Designs just dropped the rendering for their new kit a few days ago. So the rendering that they dropped on their Instagram was red. Personally, I'm not a fan of red cars, so that's why I think I wasn't sold on the kit right away. But after seeing it in silver, I absolutely fell in love with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just look at the silver version because I like this version a lot better. So I think we can all agree that this kit looks drop dead gorgeous. Like, this thing is so freaking aggressive. The front bumper looks like a Porsche GT3. It looks insane. It's super aggressive and just wow. Like, I want to dissect this kit piece by piece. So the first thing I want to mention that I'm really impressed about with the Street Hunter Designs kit is that it's a whole freaking hood replacement. My kit still has the stock hood. Now, the stock hood looks fine, but it's just not that aggressive. It's very plain looking. The Street Hunter Designs comes with its own hood, which is vented. It looks super aggressive, and it adds like a flare to the car. And now I see that the vents are a different color than the rest of the car. I don't know if it's going to come in carbon fiber or if it's just going to be black, but it would be really cool if they have a carbon fiber option. A carbon fiber hood with the whole wide body kit would look freaking insane. Now, one of my favorite parts about my kit is the front bumper. The front bumper is just insanely wide. It has a huge mouth, and one day I'll have an intercooler in it. It's gonna look so sick with an intercooler sticking out of the bumper, and it's a very aggressive looking bumper. I think Pandem absolutely killed it with their front bumper. The bumper looks gorgeous. I didn't think it could get any better, but looking at the Street Hunter Designs front bumper, it looks like a freaking Porsche GT3. I think we can all agree as car guys, one of our favorite cars is a Porsche GT3, and the fact that this kind of looks like a Porsche GT3 is just amazing. The Street Hunter Designs front bumper has a super wide mouth. It has a bunch of vents. It's way more aggressive than the Pandem bumper. It has a lot going on in the front end. Another thing, the front splitter looks like it's carbon fiber. That would look insane, but imagine cracking that. My front splitter is metal, and I bang this thing like crazy. The underneath of it is all scratched up, so I can't imagine a carbon fiber lip like not breaking on me, and it would be absolutely heartbreaking breaking a carbon fiber lip. I know that carbon fiber lip replacement is not going to be cheap. It looks really cool. I don't know how practical it's actually going to be to drive the thing. I'm not even gonna lie though, the front bumper is my favorite part about the entire Street Hunter Designs kit. I think they knocked it out of the park with the front bumper. The front bumper design flows in with the hood. It's not overly aggressive. The front bumper isn't overly smooth, but it's not overly aggressive. It's like the perfect amount of flowing with the car and still being aggressive at the same time. It's really cool how they made the front bumper design kind of go in with the hood. Amanda's behind the camera right now disagreeing with me. She's saying that the front end doesn't look like a Porsche GT3. I want to correct that statement. It doesn't look exactly like a Porsche GT3. It reminds me of a Porsche GT3. Is that a little bit better? It's not better? She said it's not better.
This is a GT3, y'all.
Let me see it. Let me see it. Let me see it.
This does not look like that front bumper.
It reminds me.
I don't know if you guys could see it.
Now moving on to the fenders. The front fenders look like R34 Z-Tune fenders. I don't know if anybody else caught that or not, but that point at the end of it, it looks exactly the same. That was definitely heavily inspired by the R34 fenders. The front fenders look cool, super aggressive. They stick out of the body. They kind of look like the Pandem fenders too. The Pandem fenders stick heavily out of the body. I guess that's just like a new design that everybody's going with. Also, they have the side vent with the carbon fiber blade, pretty much just like the Pandem kit here. It has a vent with the blade on it. The fact that it's a carbon fiber blade is pretty baller. I think that's probably going to be an option. You'll probably be able to get a carbon fiber version and just an FRP version. I can't imagine everybody wants a carbon fiber blade and carbon fiber splitter, so I feel like that's definitely going to be an option. Now, the front fenders on this kit do look pretty inspired from Pandem and the R34 Z-Tune, but where it differentiates is that they don't have square arches. arches. On the Pandem kit, we have square arches, which I know a lot of people don't like. And then on the Street Hunter Designs kit, we have a nice round fender. Personally speaking, since the square arch fenders have grown on to me so much, the square arch fenders are so different from what we're normally used to. Every car has round fenders. Pretty much every car has round fenders. And the square arch fenders is like completely different. You don't see a lot of wide bodies with them. I think the fact that it's like so new and different, I really started to like that. Round fenders look amazing. It's probably going to be much easier to dial in proper fitment with round arches than it is with square arch fenders, because trying to dial in fitment with these square arch fenders was literally terrible. It was the worst thing ever. It is kind of cool though to see that this fender design is pretty similar to the Pandem one. The side skirts look pretty cool too. They kind of look like an OEM plus side skirt. The Pandem kit side skirts have like a huge divot going in and they are super aggressive. These side skirts look like they're not overly wide. It looks pretty much lined up with probably the door. It's not like insanely aggressive side skirts. I do really like the vent though. I think that's pretty cool. To be honest, I really don't have much to say about the side skirts. They look cool, nothing overly impressive. They just look like OEM plus side skirts to me. So far, everything we went over about the kit, I like. Now it's time to talk about the part that I don't like about the kit. Now, if I loved everything about this kit, I probably wouldn't be making this video because I'd already have my decision made. I would be getting the kit. Unfortunately though, there is something about the kit that I'm not the biggest fan of, and that's why I'm making this video, because I'm not sure whether I should pull the trigger on this kit and fall in love with it later, or if I should just stay away. I kind of want to get some of your guys' opinion on this. Use the comments as like a discussion board. I want to talk about the rear end of this kit because I personally am not the biggest fan. So in the front, it's a full fender replacement. Love it. I love the no hardware look. Now in the rear, Street Hunter Designs also went with a no hardware look. I'm guessing they're using a reverse mount system. To install and uninstall the wide body kit in the rear is going to be a huge pain in the butt because you have to take apart all the interior panels to access the hardware, but it's all worth it because it has a nice clean look in the rear, except for the fact that the rear over fender is enormous on the Street Hunter Designs. So looking at it from this picture, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. The rear over fenders are gigantic. I have to give them props because they made the rear over fender match the body lines of the stock car, but somehow it still just looks a little out of place. I don't know if I'm the only one like seeing it like this or not. The over fender sits really high on the car. It just looks a little out of place in my opinion. The rest of the kit I love. The rear is just throwing me off a little bit. Now, of course, it's a possibility that it's just the rendering. Maybe in real life it looks a lot more natural. That's what I'm hoping for. At the time I'm recording this, there is no car running this wide body kit currently. There's only renders of it, so I can't really judge how it looks in real life just yet. The rear over fender looks kind of out of place. The front end all looks like it flows together, and then the rear just kind of sticks out like crazy. Now maybe if the side skirt was a little bit wider, it wouldn't make the rear over fender look as wide. I'm hoping it's just the rendering. Maybe once we see the car in person, it flows a lot better. That's really what I'm hoping for. And then we have the rear bumper. Interesting choice that they didn't make a diffuser for it or put anything there. The rear end looks really high. So the front end is like super close to the ground, and then the rear end is just a foot high off the ground. I feel like they should have added a rear diffuser, kind of like Pandem. The front of the car is low, and then the rear of the car is low as well. The fact that Street Hunter Designs doesn't have a rear diffuser looks a little weird. Maybe they'll make a diffuser for it down the line. Who knows? They also widened up the rear bumper. Looks pretty cool. Massive vent. So just like Pandem, they went with like an open flow design in the rear bumper. On the Street Hunter design though, it looks like the vent is just enormous. I absolutely love the front end of the Street Hunter Designs kit. I'm not sold on the rear yet. It's too round compared to the front, and I just don't know how I feel about it. I should be the last person to ever say this, but I hate the wing. It's just insanely big. It's a massive wing. It doesn't look like it flows with the car. Again, I sound like a hypocrite because I'm saying the wing is way too big, but the wing is way too big. It's a swan neck, which looks pretty cool, but it just sticks so far back. If I ended up getting this kit, I'd probably stick with the Pandem wing just because I like the Pandem wing way better than this wing. It could be carbon fiber. It would look sick. The swan neck looks great. It's just the fact that it sticks so far backwards is really weird from the side angle. The wing just looks way too wide, but the wing is something that you don't have to do. I'm sure a lot of people are going to get this kit and not run the wing because a lot of people don't like big wings. I would know. Now, I still like big wings. It's just that this big wing doesn't flow with the rest of the car, in my opinion. And that's pretty much the whole kit. Now, I don't want anyone to get it twisted. I still love my Pandem kit. This thing is just my dream car. I'm happy I built it like this. I love the way it's sitting. It's perfect in my opinion. Aesthetically, besides adding a few more things on my list, this is perfect to me. This This is exactly how I wanted the car. Ever since the car came out, this is how I dreamed of having it. I'm super happy with how it sits. So that's why I'm a little stuck here. I don't know if I should get the Street Hunter Designs kit or should I just stick with my Pandem kit. That's why I want your opinion. Leave it down in the comments. Should I stick with the Pandem kit or should I get the Street Hunter Designs kit? I want to use the comment section as a little discussion board. I want to talk about this kit. I want to talk about the Street Hunter Designs kit. I want all your guys' opinions. Every single one of you, let me know what you guys think about the Pandem kit and the Street Hunter Designs kit. Let me know what you guys want to see on the BRZ and let me know how you feel about both kits. I want to read every single one of you guys' opinions, so I would definitely appreciate if you guys pitched in. That is where I'm going to end off for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. Peace out.